r/AskReddit. What are your I am not like other girls stories that you're embarrassed about or were unfortunate enough to witness? Something so cliché it hurts to even talk about. I am a girl. I work at GameStop here in Germany, so one might assume I am into video games. And for most people this isn't even something special anymore, so not even a thing worth mentioning. But we had that female customer who came into our shop and wanted to buy one of the Call of Duty games, I don't remember which one. And with the straightest face ever she came to the counter and told me, obviously female, and my male colleague without asking, yeah, that's right. I am a girl that plays video games. I love playing with my male friends. Like it was so rare and so special and she felt so cool. Like so cool. I could barely keep a straight face while my colleague sold her the game and we burst out laughing after she went out of the store. Girl in uni said she wasn't like other girls cause she could hold her liquor like a man. So went shot for shot with this big dude. People tried to stop her but she was gonna prove herself. She kept saying she was fine. Finally when she flat out passed out and we ended up having to take her to the ER for what was alcohol poisoning. Was pretty clear she was just super stupid in that moment. LMAO. I used to be friends with this girl who was, I figured out later, a compulsive liar. She was a few years older than me, so when she started hanging around with me and my boyfriend's friend group she was one of the older ones there too. She would always brag nonstop about how she could drink any of us under the table. Now my so and I come from huge families who love to drink. The only people who can drink us under the table are people who are physically way bigger than us. But I didn't care that much because whatever, if she thinks she can hold her liquor better than us. Who cares? Except that she never drank. She would go out with us, come to parties but never drink and often offer to be the DD. Again, didn't really care. Everyone has their own reasons for not to drinking much. But then she started straight up lying about it. One night she said yes when I offered to get her a drink at a party at my house. She took like 2 sips the entire night but kept telling people she was constantly refilling it. And the one time she did have more than 2 drinks around me, she was wasted after the first one. And her only explanation for how she could apparently drink everyone else under the table was that she's Irish. The whole thing was so stupid and it was so obviously a pick-me situation. Lady next door needed help breaking into her probably not son's friend's car. She said she could do it with fishing line and I happened to like to fish so I had some braided heavy pound test and offered it to her. She pulls the amount she needs and tries to break it with her teeth for a while. Me, ma'am, that's braided line. Her, oh no honey, I'm a country girl. I probably had most of my cringe moments as a teenager. I used to think I was cool because instead of using MSN or MySpace to gossip with schoolmates, I was on IRC and playing Counter-Strike or Diablo 2 with my online buddies. I only listened to metal and I always wore black clothing while decking myself out in chains, haha. On the plus side, with social media being in its infancy, most of my blunders have long been forgotten or were never immortalized online. I still have some quirky interests, I guess. But I don't shy away from the mainstream either and now like to think of myself as a reasonably well-adjusted lady. I think everyone gets a pass for cringy teenage behavior phases. I said stupid shit like, I'm watching, listening to dumb obscure thing. I bet y'all don't know what that is. Facebook memories is going to be the death of me. Good thing is that if you thought your past self was cringe, why, it just means you grew as a person. Smiley face. I was definitely one of those girls who was certain I could drink with the boys, which because I'm tall, I could drink more than some but nowhere near a heavyweight. I told myself I hated pink, polka dots and sparkles. Refused to go near any of it even though I secretly loved them. I thought I could pass off as a cool girl by being able to talk about video games. Of course. As a little sister, I never played any of them, I would just watch. It's honestly so frustrating that so much of my personality was essentially hidden for most of my teen years simply because I didn't want to be seen as weak. Weird how society defines anything girly as weak. Oh good lord, there are so many. At one point, I based my entire personality off of the fact that I listened to metal, and that preference made me different and special. I honestly looked down on girls for liking pop or even the color pink. In retrospect, I think I was just lashing out about how people focused so much on my femininity, also speculation about crushes and stuff, and I took it out on anything remotely feminine. In my defense, I was also like 10 years old. When I was in middle school, we had to make those desk nameplates for some teachers, and one of my friends was drawing on hers and wrote, "I am an otaku, so what?" When she showed me, I said, "Why that? No one ever said anything about you liking anime." She got upset and didn't talk to me for a week. For context, I am from Latin America, so liking anime isn't something weird, and she wasn't the only one who watched anime in my class either. This was in middle school, but back then I was the ultimate pick-me girl. I hated One Direction and was very vocal about it. I had no reason. Everyone else loved them, so I wasn't like other girls. Same with Justin Bieber, but he did turn out to be a dick. The color pink. I never understood why only girls are allowed to like that color. Colors don't have genders. What makes pink different from any other color? Why must I be judged for liking a certain color just because I'm a guy? Also, My Little Pony. I don't care how girly it is, that show rocks.